What's going on? What's the good word? What's up, everybody? About to get this going. All right. What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Thanks for being here. Just getting the gram going right now real quick, and then we're good. All right, let's go. Yes. Friday. It's lit. The world is trash. Nothing new here. Let's go. Let's get weird. Yes. Yo, what's going on? What is the good word? The earth is garbage. Hope you're having a good Friday. Everything's on fire. Nothing new here. Yo, I wanted to, I hope everybody is having a great day, week, whatever. Because even though the earth is actual human trash, there is some hope. After all, we got based Nicki Minaj this week. Who thought that was going to happen? Literally zero. Literally zero people. Yo, I'm invigorated, Pop. I'm invigorated, you bags of rice. You prickly, crackly bean bags. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Yo, listen. First of all, the world is trash. Second of all, I want to thank everybody that joined the Patreon this week, especially the people that joined the Patreon today. I'm going to be doing some really special things on there. Patreon.com/takenaps. Thank you to everybody that joined on there. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you, everybody that bought merch this week on BobbySauce.com. I appreciate you. We're sticking it to the man. We're sticking it to Ocrazio. Tickle her back. Whatever. I did a really good video the other day about Ocrazio. It's called Free Money Forever. If you didn't watch that one, watch it. Don't tickle your brain bag for a little bit. Maybe share it to your story. Maybe show it to someone you hate. Whatever. DM it to your ex-girlfriend on Facebook. Whatever you got to do. What's going on? What's going on, Clarissa, on Facebook? Listen, today's live stream is brought to you by my homies at Dead Pedal Coffee. I know that you guys have checked them out. I've mentioned them before. Please go and support people that support the channel. Go check out Dead Pedal Coffee. Find them on Instagram. They're on Facebook. Go to deadpedalcoffee.com. Use coupon code Bobby Sent Me for 15% off. Big rep, big love to Dead Pedal Coffee. Much love to them for supporting the Bobby Sauce channel and for helping me reach out and broadcast to you. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to Dead Pedal Coffee. If you like coffee, please consider hitting them up. I drink it literally every single day. So tickle my bag. Look, yo, the world is garbage. The thing that's so crazy and invigorating about all this stuff is that as bad as this week was with the withholding of the Mana Blank anti-garbs from Florida, Big Ron to Santa Claus, literally raining down goodness upon all of the people, all of the common folk, which is another great sign. I do feel like the collective brain bag of peoples of the planet of Earth is literally opening up like a crispy anus, like a warmed up anus after sitting in a lukewarm bath, a nice steamy bath for an hour. Like, imagine what would happen to your anus. You're protected. It's underneath the water. No one's around. You can see the whole room. Your anus is not in a threaten. You know what I mean? It loosens up. It loosens. So I do feel like the collective brain bag, the collective anus of literally people of the planet of Earth, people that are currently residing on the crust with all of us, I do think that it's opening up. And I think that one of many great signs of that is not only the overreaching bag tickling of all of these psychos that are currently in the government, but based Nicki Minaj, as much as I hate to say it, based Nicki Minaj is doing more for the cause, than most people expect. So I think that we can't sleep on based Nicki, and it's kind of funny because these are the types of folks that we need to welcome in to our cavity. You know what I mean? To our rectal cavity in which we reside. You know what I'm saying? because Base Nikki is the type of thing that really the world needs right now. Interesting enough, tickle my bag. Clarissa on Facebook says, can I tickle your bag with a feather? Perhaps. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways. I think that the world is waking up, and it's like, I know we've been saying that. It's like, trust the plan, bro. Trust the plan. The military's in charge. The military's in charge. Donnie is in a pineapple, literally in the dark sea, in the Black Sea. It's like Donnie's in a pineapple. Donnie's in a pineapple-shaped submarine at the bottom of the Black Sea. Like Donnie has like became friends with the Kraken and is like literally planning a takeover with like a giant octopus that he's gonna like come up he's gonna come up at Quantico and arrest Pelosi. He's gonna put her Donnie's coming. Yo, Joe is literally currently not residing on the planet of Earth's crust. Hilarious. So funny how on 9/11, like what would quite possibly be the most significant day in which a human person would speak to people, this literal, partially living clown shoe just showed up at 3 places. And then like non-based George Bush is like, nah. It's like, these people are psycho. Despite, I might have to throw on the fan. I might have to throw on the neck fan to cool off, Bill. Might have to just tone it down a little bit. I'm already getting this little sweat on, Jack. All right, I'm gonna crank it up. I don't know how to do that. Oop. There it is. All right, great. Yo, I think that it's very important. It's very important in life and in business to prioritize. Okay, prioritize. So. This is the thing. Clarissa's like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Donnie does with Elon Musk's grandfather and the ghost of Benjamin Franklin. Yo, these people are sick in the head. I do think that we need to prioritize whose bag we tickle, what types of nooses we try to enter. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm going to say. Is that what you're gonna? I hate when people say that. They're like, I would say. It's like, yeah, I know, because it's you saying it. But whatever. I just did it. But whatever. Tickle my bag. Anyways. Tickle my bag. I thought that was anyways. I think that prioritization and collective, you're insane messaging is necessary. And the thing that really twists my bag in a bunch and literally punches it into my dirt star with a twist is how literally Ocrazio and all of these financially illiterate merchants of trash like Don Lime. Oh God, I hate Don Lime. Anyways, are talking about taxing rich people. It's like, first of all, rich people are so busy being rich and literally doing rich people stuff, like Jeff Bezos on his $450 million yacht in the freaking Med with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z's wearing a life jacket. He's jumping. He can't there's weird photos of him trying to hug Beyonce. She's just like, oh my God. No, I'm not trying to dog Jay-Z. Although I will say the new Nas album is literal human fire. But anyways, I digress. I think that the tax the rich conversation is the most obvious, direct and poignant thing that I think we can tickle, because everybody knows what's happening at the border. Everyone knows that people are literally somersaulting over the border, and like Ocrazio is like giving them like a shoulder rub, and she's like, "Oh, do you want some horse medic?" I can't even say anything. I can't even speak human words because I got taken off of one of these. I got one of my videos clapped from one of these platforms, which will not be named. They're like, this is, and I'm just like, ah! It's so frustrating. It's like, let me live my life. It's like, jokes are not permitted. It's just like, all right, what kind of hellscape garbage earth are we living in? Whatever, I digress. Anyways, I do think that if we could only focus our attention to the most obvious things, this taxing the rich idea, and I'm not talking about yelling. I'm not talking about call your congressman, call Ted Cruz and tickle his bag. These dudes, this is what I've determined. These people, literally, all of them are supposed leaders. The supposed folks, FOLX, that represent us, 90% of them are hot trash. They're literally garbage. They are clueless and they are spineless, rhino, clowns. Anyways, the conversation, the only conversation that I think makes sense, the one that is like probably the most effective, is that these people objectively and with such insane clarity do not care about people. And I'll prove it to you. The fact that there are potholes in major American cities, dilapidated buildings, the fact that Philadelphia looks like Philadelphia, the fact that things are happening in Los Angeles, San Francisco, the homelessness, all of the poverty and all of the illusions of grandeur, everything that's happening in our major cities, states like New York State they passed some stupid bill about closing Rikers Island. They're like, we need to close Rikers Island. It's like, dog, the crime is off the charts, Bill. You like Wilhelm. What are you doing? Like, save a cat from a tree while you're up there, you clown sneaker. This guy is the sneaker of an actual human clown. This guy is the bowling shoe of a team of clowns that's preparing to retire. He's the flap on the bottom of the clown shoe, clapping in the breeze. It's like, hey, Wilhelm, it's like you're a garbage merchant. You're a literal merchant of garbage. They're like, close Rikers. It's like, people are getting literally clapped in the street, you lanky weirdo, but whatever. And then in Los Angeles, it's like people are getting held up at water gun point. I hate everything. On Melrose Boulevard. It's the broad daylight. These dudes are walking up with a diaper on and they're like, give me your bag. And the people are like, ah. They're like, I just it's like, this is sad. It's a sad world we're residing in right now. The crust is broken, Bill. So the only reason, the literal only reason why we are squandering our potential prosperity is for this simple reason that the federal government and the over-bloated government structure needlessly squanders countless dollars to the tune of everything and anything we could ever possibly want or need. The reason that the United States is falling into disrepair is purely and simply because of policies enacted by power-hungry, power-drunk, not relatable, disconnected from the real world, literal merchants of garbage that supposedly represent us. And I'm not going to blame them point blank. I'm also going to blame us because it is our fault collectively that we don't keep these people to their word, yet we cower to the outrage mob and allow these psycho people that have no business saying just about anything to scream as loud as they possibly can until these weak, spineless merchants of clownery bend to them. And that is the reason why every single thing is so trash. That is the reason. And the fact that people like Ocrazio, this literal barkeep, like, make me a kicking Moscow mule on the rocks. Like, I'll have a white Russian. Did he say white Russian? I'll have a they Russian. I'll have a blended multi. I'll have a Latinx Russian. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll have. Everything is dumb. The world is trash. Anyways, you can't speak. Comedy is illegal. Comedy. These are jokes. Whatever. Oh, Warren Wilhelm. That's not his real name. Use the proper pronouns. Shut your hole, Wang Chung. Did he just say Wang Chung? No, it's a word. They're just like, my uncle's name is Wang Chung. It's just like, shut up. These are just words. So. It's so obvious. It's so obvious that that taxing the rich. Oh my God, I hate it. If any of you don't follow Robert Reich on Instagram, gosh, what a literal treat. First of all, this You can't say anything. I can't even say, oh God. First of all, Robert, what are those? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. It's like this guy is like literally wearing, I don't even know, like cockroach stomping boots. It's like, what are you doing? Like his kid needs to be like, Dad, like take off the boot. Like the boots, it's like a boot. The boot's bigger than his head. And he's just like, yeah, he's just like virtue. He's like on TikTok making stupid videos. And it's like, Robert, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, get another hobby. I'm just saying. And it's like, I'm all for people speaking out and whatnot, but like, this guy is a clown. I'm just saying, like a literal human clown, whatever. Excuse me. Pardon me, Jack. He's like, don't you think because of wealth inequality that it's about time we tax the rich? No, you weeble. It's like, why don't you, like between him and Fauci, they have like 4'11" of like total collective height. If you stack them on top of each other, they would look like they'd want to like ride a roller coaster. They'd have to stand on each other's shoulders to like walk up to the, like, may I ride this ride? And they're like, did you get the juice? Oh my God. It's like, yo, like I don't need to pay the toll to cross this bridge. It's like, get out of my way. It's just, I would just like want to pick him up and like move him to the side. It's like, what are you doing? He's just like, isn't it about time that we tax the rich? It's like, no, you literal jabroni. You literally were in politics for like 25 years and you did nothing. You no good, socialist, progressive, literal communist, but whatever. They're like, oh, isn't it about time we steal more money from all the people that are creating all the production? It's like, no, you weeble. They're just like, oh, don't you think? Here's some factoids. And then Don Lime is like, oh, he's like, it's about it's like, Don Lime, like, please be an accent to my beverage and literally nothing else. Like, stop speaking. Like, what are you doing? That guy is the literal worst. Oh my God, he's the worst ever. Hi, I'm Don Lime. Don't you think it's about time that we start shaming people? No, you chooch. The guy is such a clown shoe. He's like, the greatest threat to America is white men. And then he like goes home and his white husband's like, hey, it's like, what are you doing? He's just like, I'm Don Lime. Him and Fredo have a podcast. Yo, I listened the other day. I was like, I want to ruin my afternoon. So I listened to the Don Lime and Fredo podcast. It's hilarious. If you're contemplating stabbing your leg with a pair of scissors, listen to Don Lime and Cuomo. Holy Christmas. These guys are the literal worst. They're like, you know, people aren't getting enough of us literally pooping out of our mouth onto a microphone on national TV. How do we make it worse? They're like, let's record a podcast. At the beginning of the podcast, it's like, new GM vehicles. Did you buy a GM? God, Don Lime. It's like, oh, do you have anxiety? Eat these meds. Meds. Drugs. Your life is trash. Don Lime. And I listened to this podcast. I didn't even listen to it. I like laughed while I just I contemplated swan diving into like a pile of trash that I like that I found under a bridge. Anyways, he's like, hey Fredo. He's like, Fredo, are you happy? And Fredo's like, heck yeah, I'm happy. He's like, I'm getting paid racks by the man to lie on TV all day. Sick. And I'm here talking to you. And for some reason, people listen to me. He's like, I also do curls. And everyone's like, sick, Chris, sick. It's like, he's like, I lied to everybody about sitting in my basement for the whole. These people are trash. Anyways. And Don Lime, he's like, hey, Don Lime, are you happy? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm happy. I'm happy mostly, but not all the time. It's like, yo, Don Lime, that's the universe saying, stop lying to people, you savage. He's like, it's about time we start shaming people. It's like, bro, what happened to the party of inclusivity? What happened to empathy? We're the party of empathy. Truth over facts. Fackety facts. We need to, you don't deserve to go to the grocery store. It's like, shut up, Lime. Who pays these clowns? He's like, big announcement, everybody. I'm changing the format of the show. Instead of nightly news with Don Lime, it's called Don Lime's Nightly News. And everyone's just like, it's like, bro, you could have poured out a can of SpaghettiOs on a table and come up with a better name for a show than Garbage Night with Don Lime. It's like, who pays these people? These people are paid. These people are at the highest levels of broadcasting in the previously most prosperous nation in the world. Hilarious. It's like, who hired you? Who continues to pay you? An even better point, who in the fudge brownie watches these people? Who's sitting at their crib like, sick, Don Lime's on. Crank up the Lime. They're like, oh, it's 8 p.m. They're like, it's 8 p.m. My day has been terrible. Crank up that Lime. I want to ruin my night as well. It's like, ugh. And then in the commercial, it's like, duplex it. It's like, Claritin D. It's just like, druggity drugs, druggity druggingtons. It's like, bro, who pays your bill? I'll tell you who. The big farm. The literal farm. Who owns it? Bill Fences, because he owns all the farms. Whatever. You get it. Everything's trash. The world's garbage. Oh, but it's about time that the rich pay their fair share. Fair share. It's like, yo, these people. It's just like, look. The amount of money that is already taken from wealthy people is extravagant. And what people fail to understand is that the increases in taxes that will come to these supposedly the wealthy people and all the stuff that they want to push, it will never end. And because the amount of people that have over $50 million in assets, the 50 million net worth people, these people don't have a voice because there's not that many of them. So they love teaming up on it because everyone's like, yeah, get those red. It's like, it's the easiest group of people to team up and gang up on. So they love doing that. So I think that would be really beneficial. It would be literally really beneficial if more folks would talk about how obvious this one is. And I think that what I hope the social discourse becomes while the world literally burns to the ground is that the enemy of our freedom, the opposite of what the people should care about, the opposite of what would make this place more prosperous is more power and freedom to the people. These people that are theoretically and supposedly acting on our behalf are bankrupting us, inflating our money, printing us into oblivion, engaging us in foreign wars and battles that have nothing to do with our protection, squandering all of our hard-earned money, overpaying contractors, builders, developers, producers to build with these government programs that spend your money inefficiently, way more inefficiently than the free market would do it. And then all they want to do now is what? Steal more money from the wealthy people? That's going to mean less jobs, less production, less everything, less wealth, lower stock market, lower 401k, lower retirement savings, lower everything, lower quality of life. So when you are out there listening to these clowns or if you know a literal breathing human, Homo sapiens sapien, that thinks it's a good idea to tax rich people more money, please, I beg of you, tell them not to think like that. Tell them how foolish that is, because I guarantee you the little guy will feel that way more than them. The little guy will be affected by their supposed taxing of the rich way more than the rich will. And the needless squandering of otherwise productive cash that would be used to produce, cash that would be used to literally give us a better quality of life here on the crust of earth, will be squandered needlessly into the paychecks, buildings, bank accounts, special interest groups of all of these elitist politicians that pretend like they represent us, yet all they're interested in is A, raising their own stock, B, getting rich and stacked to the gills, C, hobnobbing with the rich and elite so that they can become rich and elite. D, wielding all of their power among all their constituents, and they seem to forget that they are replaceable. But they understand that if they can just appease the rich people, that they can stay in as long as they want. They pretend to appease us, but they really just appease the rich people, which is why, for the 5,000th time, which is why they love Crazio. They love Crazio because she successfully pretends to fight for the little guy while making rich people richer. She makes landlords richer. She makes homeowners richer. She makes makes large private equity firms richer. She makes Wall Street richer. She makes everybody richer except for her constituents, small businesses, average American citizens, lower middle class people, lower middle class folks. Yet she appeases them. She's a person of color. She lives in the Bronx. When the reality is that she lived in the suburbs from when she was 5 years old. She went to BU. She went to college that cost nearly $80,000 a year. Her father is an architect. This lady is about as This lady is about as opposite of working class as anybody. She's a liar, and she doesn't care about you. Yet she's in here in her gown, and people are so stupid. They're just like, oh, it's about time somebody goes in there and behind the walls that we can't get to speak truth to power. You think she was speaking truth to power, you clown shoe? These people are trying to figure out how when she goes out of politics, she could be a talking head for the rest of time, how they could benefit and pay her to come into their ecosystem and have her be the most powerful talking head that exists for the longest period ever. They want to put her on CBS, ABC, MSNBC. They want to tee her up and have her be the relatable. She's just like a slay queen, Queen Slay. Slay Queen with Crazio nightly at 8 p.m. on Clown News Network. That's what they want. You think they're in there just being like, you think they treated her like Steven Glansberg in that gala? Do you think they treated Cinderella like Steven Glansberg at the gala? Of course not. They walked in there, they were like, Crazio, because they want her on their side because they know how rich she makes them. They love Crazio. They would never bring her there and broadcast her name and likeness around the whole planet if she didn't make them rich. Let's use some deductive reasoning. Is that even the right word? I'm trying to sound fancy. I'm working class. I'm trying to figure. Is that right? Deductive reasoning. Making an inference based on widely accepted facts. Great, whatever, you get it. It's fine. It's close enough. Who cares? The world is garbage. It's like they love Crazio. They want to tee her up, and she knows that her hobnobbing with these people, I'm just wearing a dress, makes them racks. She is going to be so stacked to the literal gills, and she knows it, and she loves it. She's like, Beyonce queen. It's like, you think that this 31-year-old working class, she picked herself up from her bootstraps. You can't do that. Here's my huge glasses. Here's my goggles. 1-800-CRY NOW. It's like, you think she knows. Thank you, High Hippie on YouTube for the super queef, whatever it is. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. So it's just like they understand, and she knows how obvious it is that she is going to be the instrument that they wield against you because she's such a Decepticon. She's the best. She's a woman. She's a woman of color. She used to be a bartender. It's like, cool. So did everyone. I bet if you interviewed 1,000 people, 75% of them worked at more than 75%, 85% of them worked at some garbage job at one point in their life. Here's the other thing. A bartender makes pretty good money. When I worked in food service, I was a bus boy. I was a bus boy. I used to change the freaking I don't even remember what they're called. The freaking pieces of white cloth on the tablecloth, whatever. I'm working class. I don't even know that word. Working class. Crazio. Make me a Moscow mule. It's like I was the one that was changing the tablecloth. And then I went and did room service. I brought room service, and some queef would give me like $1. And the cheapest room at the hotel that I worked at was $450 a night. It was a Relais and Chateau property in Connecticut. If you don't know what that means, Relais and Chateau is like some delineation that basically makes you like some elite hotel, some hobnob bag of rice. $450 a room. I would do room service, and sometimes I wouldn't get a tip at all. Zero tip. Room $450 a room. I was making nothing. Literally nothing. They had me work the pool sometimes. I worked the pool in Connecticut in the freaking October. There was nobody at the pool. I would sit up there and drink. I would sit up there and drink beers. Maybe go in the back and smoke a little schneef because I hated my life. I was only there for 7 months. They're like, go work the pool. I made $5 an hour, or $3.50 an hour working at the pool. Living wage. Oh, crazy. Oh, tickle my back. A bartender actually makes pretty good money, especially in New York. So it's just like, oh, poor me. You can make $75,000 as a bartender in New York. You could probably make more than that if you're good. But whatever, who cares? She's working class. Look, she can wash a cup. It's like, cool. It's such a delusion. It's so hilarious. And you don't see me being like, goo, working class. It's like, shut up. That's her garbage story. She's so relatable. And it's so hilarious because, oh, she's supporting a woman of color. She's supporting a woman of color owned business. This woman the woman that made her dress owns a fashion company that has 250,000 followers on Instagram, probably makes a lick of money, sells a sandal with 5 cents of material that's handcrafted by a woman in freaking Kenya that gets paid a penny a day, probably paid $3 a day. Fact check. He can't say that. These are jokes, whatever, comedy. These are jokes. Take it easy, you queefs. But like, she's literally making sandals for 10 cents worth of material in freaking Kenya, shipping them to New York, and then selling them for $400 on her website. And they're just like, working class. The woman's 36 years old. 36. She's 250,000 followers. She's 36 years old. She's selling a boot for $1,200. It's like, this lady is a deception, just like every single thing that they do. Every single thing they do is upside down, backwards, and fake. As fake as it can get. Sorry, the music stopped again. It's disgraceful. And the fact that people are so unaware of this is mind-blowing. They're like, oh, thanks, so crazy, oh. She washed a cup. It's like, all right. Let me use this moment again to shout out Dead Pedal Coffee. Please go and follow Dead Pedal Coffee on Instagram. Check them out, deadpedalcoffee.com. Please support people that support the channel. I really appreciate it. They sent me this awesome mug. They sent me this cool shirt. Dead Pedal Coffee, support them, please. They support the channel. They're here helping me reach you guys. So big love, Dead Pedal Coffee. Please go and check them out. Use code Bobby sent me. Deadpedalcoffee.com. Check them out, 15% off. Dead Pedal Coffee, check them out. Appreciate it. Yo, thank you everybody that bought the badges on Instagram. I appreciate it. I want to give you guys a shout out. Thank you, Lana Liberty 1, JLC 132, Little Miss Kaiser, Britt C. Wolf, Fats Weebkey. That's a that's a funny name. Wildflower 17, Awin J, Michelle AD with 4 badges, and Chooks Official with 2. Thank you guys so much for the badges on Instagram. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jillian Kelly, for the badge as well. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And again, thanks to everybody that supports on the Patreon. I really do appreciate that. A shout out to RW, Jennifer, Amy, and Iris, who all joined the Patreon today. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Natakami, for the badge as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. So, this is the thing. This is kind of like the message that I think matters right now. First of all, absolutely nobody should support taxing your fellow American citizens, no matter how rich they are, any more than they already do. It is going to continue to be the cause of the downfall of America, the downfall of freedom, and ultimately the downfall of our way of life. We have so much money, or we would have so much money, if these psychopaths did not squander it needlessly on endless wars, giving money away to everybody, policing the world, and squandering it on everything. The military-industrial complex, all of these juices that they're shipping around the planet. It's tragic. This country is going to lose its status and we're going to be toast. But nobody cares. So I think that this tax the rich argument, I think is an easy conversation that you and everyone can have in social situations with your friends, your family, when you're out on the town, you're having a beer, just be like, no, don't tax the rich. Intervene in a conversation that somebody has about taxing the rich and be like, no, dude, you don't understand. It's as simple as this. The government squanders billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars on nothing, on garbage. Rand Paul does a really good job at pointing this out. He points about the needless waste of government spending. All the programs that they want, we would have the money for in the event that we didn't squander the money so needlessly on all of this do-nothing garbage that has absolutely no effect, and all it does is ruin the economy. And people are so clueless and brainwashed by the man. It blows my mind that people can sit there and argue for the exact government structure to have more power and more money after they are already so butthurt about how bad it already is. Every single thing is unjust. Every single thing is backwards. Every single thing is every single thing is evil and bad, yet they want to give it more power, more money, more control, endlessly till the end of time. Pump me full of juice, open up your anus, get popped, get spread, get jacked up, get tossed down the stairs. They're like, thanks, Gov. May I have another? Please take more of my cash. They're like, we're getting taxed up, down, left, and right. These prices are not going to go down, fam. We are getting goosed, literally goosed in real time. The amount of money that it costs for things is insane. And the production is nil. And you still have psychos like Ocrazio and her gang of garbage merchant goons being like, oh, fair and just, but nobody pays attention. So instead of sitting here and complaining and yelling about it, I just want to say one thing, a thing that's made a real difference in my life in recent weeks and in recent months that has kind of changed my thought. Number one, if you cannot do anything, if you do nothing, at the very least, support people that do. Support people that protest, people that go to school meetings, school board meetings, support people that call Congress people, support people around you, support creators that you like, support businesses that stay open and don't discriminate, support organizations that do things on your behalf that you like if you don't have the time to do it. For the 5 millionth time, do not be afraid of turning the camera on yourself. Make Instagram reels. Take a thought, any thought, hold the camera steady, turn it on your face and say something. Hold it for 2 seconds, 1 second, say a half a sentence. You know what I'm thinking about? Let go of the button. This is real crazy. Let go of the button. That's exactly what I do. I make 15-second to 30-second jump cut videos. These are tweets. It's basically a tweet, except it's using a video. Every single person can do this. It's very simple, and your message will be distributed, and you don't understand the power that it will have, the impact that it will have on everyday people, the impact that it will have even if it inspires another person to do the same. Make a 15-second video at the very least. Shoot out a tweet. Record the tweet into a video. Post the video on Instagram Reels and share it. Share content from other creators that you like. Message it to people that you like with why they should share it. Do more research. Listen to more podcasts. Do things that have a productive output. Educate yourself about the economy. Listen to people like Peter Schiff, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Ron Paul, Liberty Report. Listen to economic podcasts. Learn about how to save money, build your wealth, invest in stocks, protect yourself. Try to figure out an inventory of what's going on in your life. How are you investing your time? How are you investing your cash? Are you being aggressive enough? One of the things that I heard this week that really lit me up is I listened to two really successful guys talking on a live stream podcast. And they were like, when everybody is retreating, when everybody's putting themselves in a cave, you have to lean in. You have to get aggressive. You got to do twice what you were doing. You got to run forwards, not cower. I was listening to The Wolf of Wall Street the other day, Jordan Belfort, and he was talking about, he told this story and he said, my parents were intelligent, educated, very smart, had great jobs, and they were broke for their whole life, lived paycheck to paycheck. And he said, I understand why they lived paycheck to paycheck, why they were broke, because they were always playing defense. They were always playing defense. It was always, what can I lose? What bill won't I be able to pay? What do I have to lose? Never what do I have to gain? Not risk averse, always playing defense. Never making investments, never taking risks, never figuring out how to learn and make mistakes to grow. The thing that I've been trying to do a lot more lately is not be lazy. Execute on the things that are in front of me that I know that I need to do. Move quicker, move faster, work harder, take more risk. Buy more stock, invest more cash, generate more leverage, fix your credit score, save your cash and put it into productive things, buy cash flow, produce cash flow, focus on what cash flow even is. Listen to more podcasts, listen to more information, create more output, throw more things at the wall. If you've been following me closely throughout this project, throughout this experience, you'll notice what I've been doing lately is producing more reels because the numbers stand up. Sharing more content, posting on my story as much as I possibly can. Collaborating with as many people as I can, showing up in as many places as I can. Creating new merch, producing new merch, creating drops for merch, buying and investing in new tools and new software that allows you to make cooler, more interesting videos. Developing relationships with great companies like Dead Pedal Coffee. Dead Pedal Coffee loved my stuff, sent me some coffee. I reached out to them and I was like, would you guys like to support the channel? Created luck. And they were like, sure. So it's like what we can't control is all of these psychos right now. What we have to do is convince each other. I'm sick of like yelling at our Congress people. These people don't care about us. It's so obvious. The real change that's going to happen in the world is going to happen by people telling people. That's it. That's the end of it. I've come to that conclusion. There's no other way. It's going to be people telling people. And yeah, we got to vote and all that stuff. But I think that these people will be real scared when they realize that they could lose their job. They could lose their elite status. They could lose their invitation to the Met Gala, like Cinderella. And that comes by telling people, talking to each other. That's the solution. That's the answer. That's where all of the real change is going to happen. With that being said, I want to open up the floor to some questions. I wrote down a couple of other things, but but I want to just say that I think I heard Andy Frisella say this. He said, whenever you're in a rut, whenever your back's against the wall, whenever you're in a down period, whenever something bad is happening, the cure is movement. Always. The very simplest thing that any person can do if they're not having a good anything is walk. Just walk. Just get up, walk out the door, and walk. It's been something that I've been doing a lot lately, and it's been very helpful. Anybody that likes this music, the artist is Sick Kick, Sick-Kick. Sick Kick. This is called Sick Mix Part 1, 2021. Check him out on YouTube. His name is Sick Kick. Pretty awesome. Really good mashups. Got me going. I've been listening to it all day, especially at the gym. Okay. The second thing is another thing that Andy Frisella talks about is he has this program called 75 Hard. I've been paying a lot of attention to what's 75 Hard, kind of the tenets of what it represents. Drink a gallon of water. For anybody that doesn't know about it, drink a gallon of water, read 10 pages a day, do 2 workouts, use weights, 45 minutes and 45 minutes, and they say separate them up by 3 hours. So basically 2 a days, every day for 75 days. No alcohol. I've been thinking a lot about this and the discipline that's required and the change of mind that takes place when someone does these things. How difficult it is to to exercise 2 times a day, and especially 45 minutes of it outside, whether it's the winter time or whatever it is. And it really got me to thinking. And it's like, this guy, to use Andy for example, this guy's got a wife, multiple businesses, a huge company that's growing, yet he has the time to do it. It's like everybody has the time. Rose asked on Facebook, I don't do Venmo or PayPal. How can I send you money? Thank you, Rose, so much. There's a donate page on bobbysauce.com. You can also do Cash App. You can also do you can also support on Patreon, patreon.com/take naps. But there's a donate page on bobbysauce.com. It's on the top bar. Thank you so much for asking that question. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you, Megan, for the badge. Appreciate it. On bobbysauce.com on the far right on the navigation bar is a donate page. Here's the link. Thank you so much, Rose. I appreciate it. So I just want to say that, like, the mental discipline that comes from, if you were to be able to read 10 pages a day, drink a gallon of water, not drink alcohol, exercise with weights, and do cardio for 45 minutes a day, every day for 75 days is insane. The outcome of what would come from that is so obvious, right? And it's just like, here's a roadmap to success. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do 75 hard, although I think that that's a great thing. But the thing about it that it reminds me is that it's like, you make a decision, you have the discipline to execute, you keep showing up, and you just keep hitting home runs. So like lately, it's like I just go to the gym like I normally was doing, right? I'll go to the gym for 45 minutes or an hour like I always did. But instead of doing, like, and the other thing too, before I say this, one thing that's made a huge difference for me is, like, I was looking online about how to improve. It's like something that we all need to be doing every day. How do we improve? How do we get better? And it talked about doing 2 muscle groups a day. Instead of just doing chest or just doing back or just doing shoulders, it's like do 2 muscle groups a day, leg and shoulders, biceps and triceps, or bicep and chest, or whatever is the case. Do 2. And I was just thinking about it in my head. I'm like, wait a second. If I did 2 body part groups a day, instead of doing something 52 times a year, I do it 104 times a year, 104 times a year. And then if you do 2 a day, then you do it kind of twice a week, which means that if you did 1 body part, like shoulders, 1 day a week, you would do it 52 times a year. If you did 2 a days, like 2 different body parts a day, you do it 104 times a year. But if you did 2 a days, now you're doing it multiple times per week, which literally means by doing 2 muscle groups a day, you're taking 50 and you're actually making it 200 times. You're doing it now twice a week. Or 3 times a week. If you average it all out, you could be doing the same. You could be working that muscle group 150 times a year instead of 50. And that was kind of the lesson. I was like, wait a second, could it only be that simple? So, and on top of it, the exercise outside allows you to think. It forces you to think. And that thinking, that time to digest, seems incredibly helpful. So that's just something I've been thinking a lot about, and I think that it would help a lot of people. It's like, even if we all just walked for 45 minutes a day, can you imagine the benefit that would happen if somebody's not already doing that? And then it's like, as soon as you walk 45 minutes a day, you kind of want to work 50 minutes a day, maybe an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. Maybe you want to get a weight vest, walk a little faster, things like that. I think that we all have this, like, unlimited, ridiculous capacity that we don't even understand, or that we don't believe that we have, or we fail to take the necessary precautions or take the necessary steps to make it happen at a really high level. And I think that if we could only do that, if we could only lean into it, you know, how much better the world would be. It's like your problems would solve themselves. So that's my thought. Anyways, I want to answer some questions and kind of chat with you guys for a little bit, and hear what you guys had to say, and see if you have anything going on, if there's something that you want me to talk about. I know it's Friday night, 8:30 here in Big Ron's Kingdom. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I really do appreciate it so much. And again, I just want to extend my absolute gratitude and thanks to everybody that has been supporting this project, from the comments to the messages to people sharing my videos on their story, telling other people about the page, all the people that have come up to me in person at these live events and said the most incredible, nice things to me. it is appreciated far beyond you could ever understand, and it just means so much to me. And the fact that people step up, and like I said, like the fact that people donate on Patreon absolutely blows my mind. The fact that people go on to Patreon and say, I'm going to donate X amount of dollars or pay X amount of dollars per month is amazing. And I reached out to everybody that's on the patreon.com page today. I know there's not a lot of people there, and that's okay. There's like 12 people that are on the Patreon right now. And I was like, how can I help you? Because my objective is to try to give as much as I can back to you guys because of all the stuff that you give to me. And the Patreon is a great way to do it because there's a limited amount of people there that are in this little ecosystem. So I'm going to be doing more cool things to the people that are in the Patreon. The cheapest Patreon is $5 a month. If you can't do it, I totally understand. But the cool thing about the Patreon is every single person that joins the Patreon can message me directly. You have my attention. We can communicate directly on the wall, and we're creating this nice little community there. I'm going to do some really cool stuff on Patreon. Every single person that joins the Patreon, any amount over the $5 a month gets a discount code to the store. They get 10-15% of the discount code on bobbysauce.com. If you buy one item of merch and you use the discount code, it pays for the entire month of Patreon. So Patreon is a really cool place. If you can, please check it out. And thank you to everybody that's already on there. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to start doing some private Q&A sessions on there, and I'm going to be reaching out to try to give people as much value as I can. So thank you, everybody that's on Patreon. And if it's something you consider, please check it out. And also, if you can't, thank you so much. And I will not hide content there. That has been my thought, is like, I want everybody to get the content for free. I want everybody to be able to get the live streams for free. I don't want to hide anything behind the paywall, but I want to give the people that are behind the Patreon some extra benefit, whether it's communicating with them, whether it's answering questions, whether it's sharing their tags on my Instagram, helping them grow their account, or giving something back. I'm going to find some cool ways to really interact with people on Patreon to give them a little bit more than I'm able to give here. So it's just a thought. I don't want to make this about joining the Patreon. I'm just saying it's been really interesting, and I'm really excited to see that grow. Now, let's hear some questions. What do you guys got going on? What do you guys want me to talk about? Thank you, everybody that has been buying the badges again. Abby208, Keto Vampire, Nadine Hero, Cheyenne ES, the Megan Hayward has 10 badges now. Michelle AD with 5 badges, Chaz 14, Natakami, and Jillian Kelly, and then all the ones I mentioned before. Thank you guys so much for the badges. I appreciate it so much. How do we find your Patreon? Every single link to everything that I've got is in my bio here on Instagram, or anybody on Facebook. It's patreon.com/takenaps. And the link is also in my the link is also in my bio on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. My link tree has everything. For everybody that doesn't already follow me on Facebook, YouTube, join all the groups, please go and check it out. Linktree, linktr.ee/takenaps, and that's where you can find all my links. Would you like Lord Fauch to join and talk FYI Friday? FYI Friday? Lord Fauch is a garbage merchant. Thank you, Holistic Deb, for joining the Patreon. I saw that just come in. Thank you so much. We can no longer vote our way out of this communist mess. I do think that we can vote our way out of it, but I think that it's going to require a lot more people. I think that if we just believe that every single thing is rigged, we're screwed, because it's going to make people not want to vote. And if they don't vote, then we're really toast. Because if it's not rigged, then we're really screwed. And that's the thing that I think is a real problem. And again, a big thanks to Dead Pedal Coffee. Like I said, the coupon code for Dead Pedal Coffee is Bobby Sent Me. Check out Dead Pedal Coffee, deadpedalcoffee.com. Thank you guys at Dead Pedal for the support. I really appreciate it. The world feels rigged right now. Yeah, it does. Thank you, ASquid87. What's up on Facebook? And to find all the rhinos. Yeah, I mean, these people just don't represent us. They're trash merchants, and I find it just so sad and just destructive. They just like take all our money, take all the power. Michelle said, "What's your take on the AZ? On the AZ? I'm not even going to say it, but the recounting of things." I'm not getting my hopes up. I literally, if I had to, I'm not a betting chooch, but I would say, I think Literally nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing will happen. We're stuck with Joey Dumpster, Joey Werther's original, Joey Bounce Me Underneath, Joey 10% to the big guy, Joey Waffle Cone, Joey Rocky Road. Joe, those migrants are gonna have a rocky road. This guy's a garbage merchant. He's barely alive. If we don't have him, we're gonna have Krusty, which may even be worse. The world is trash. Everything's garbage. But I certainly don't think that those recounts are gonna do anything. I think it's tapped. I think that a lot of the real things got thrown out. I think a lot of the things got Scrooged at the post office. I think those boxes and all of the canvassing and all of the shady sus activities, I think it's beyond goosed and gone, and I think that it's a lost cause. I hope it does something. I really do, obviously, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything, and I certainly am not going to hang my hat on that happening. I'm not going to bank on that at all. I think literally nothing is going to happen. It's sad. It's tragic, really. But again, thank you so much, Brit World, for the Patreon. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I think that the objective, I used to think it's like, call your Congress people. I think the solution to this mess is individual conversations with everyday people. I think that's what it is. If you look, okay, let's pretend for a second. Total voters, California. Let's just look at how many people voted in this recall election, fake or not, whatever, okay? Let's just look. Okay. Recall election, 60-day report. Let's see. Ugh. I'm just going to look it up. Thank you, Sable, for the badge. Appreciate it. Okay, the total votes that were cast. Supposedly, 10.5 million in California. Supposedly, 10.5 million votes were cast, according to the New York Garbage Times. Okay. The population of California is 41 million people. Okay. So 39.51. Okay. So there's 39. I'm going to just do a little mathematish here. Okay. 39 million people. 10 million votes. Now, what percentage of California is not, what percentage of California is not voting age? Let's just pretend for a second. Let's just do the United States population by age. I'll do California. Let me see if I can do California. California population by age. I don't know. I haven't looked this number up, but let's just say 18 years and over, 72%. Okay, so 72%. So 39 million times 72% is 28 million, okay? There was 10 million votes cast. That means that there was 18 million people in the state of California. 18 million, nearly double the amount of people that voted, did not vote at all. So whether it's rigged or it's not rigged, or the world is trash, or the world's on fire, or your anus is puckered, or you're ready to get blasted, whatever, 28 million people, based on the statistics that are right in front of your anus, that are right in front of your dirt star, that are about to take a torpedo into your grundle and take you to the moon, 28 million people in the state of California did not vote. You could call Ted Cruz or all these rhinos or all these clown sneakers, all these dudes that are collecting bankrolls, racks to the gills, going and hobnobbing at all these parties, eating filet mignon on our dime while they bomb the whole planet, buy stock with no insider trading rules, work half the freaking year, get a freaking pension for the remainder of their time on Earth, get their stock artificially inflated, and have people look up to them and clap when they walk in a room. These people are trash most of the time. The do-nothing job. All right, come up to the podium. Go! And then they get all this accolades and everybody worships the ground they walk on. These people are trash merchants, and they're rich and elite just like all the rest of their cohorts are. And they take secret backdoor deals in the form of so many different untraceable things. You think these people just wake up in the morning and they're like, yeah, they go do it for the good of everybody. Maybe, probably a small fraction of them. And I'm going to hit you with a maybe, but probably not, Bill. So I'm just saying, these people are sick in the head. We got to take the power away from these people. They take so much money. And as much as bad and as evil as you think the corporations are, here's a news flash. A corporation and a business can be clapped very instantly overnight by eroding trust. People have to work in that business. These people in politics, they have no recourse. They do the most shady, sad, disgusting stuff imaginable. First of all, the news is not going to report it. The people that are supposed to theoretically keep them accountable, they don't care. All these people care about is money. So what I'm saying is I'm trying to flip the script. We always do the same old ish. We do the same old ish every single time. Call your Congress, chooch. How about no? How about we don't? How about you call a person that didn't even vote? My cousin Luke, I love my cousin Luke. He's awesome. My cousin Luke is one of those guys that can see both sides of the equation. And I obviously I already love him because he's my cousin, but I love him even more because he has the capacity to see the other side of the discussion and understand that it's not always binary, that it's not just, nope, you're a chooch. I love that about him. My cousin Luke voted in the recall election, voted to recall, but he voted for Kevin Paffrath. He's like, yeah, this guy's my age. It seems cool. It's like, I'm out here literally yelling every day, producing dozens and dozens and dozens, thousands of hundreds and hundreds of videos, right? Super well versed on the topic. My cousin voted yes on the recall, but voted for Kevin Paffrath, for me, Kevin. That's a mistake on my part. I threw that vote away because I didn't take enough. I didn't reach out enough to my cousin to be like, yo, you live in California. Don't vote for this dude. Like, vote for the Republican. Or instead of me just saying, do this, being like, what do you like about Paffrath? Why do you want to vote for Paffrath? What are the things that you agree with? And then explaining it to him, literally one by one, hand-to-hand combat, why that was a bad idea. And here's a person that's this close to me that even I wasn't able to reach to. That's a problem. That to me is my failure. That here I am producing all this stuff, but I couldn't convince the one person that's that close. It's like, I feel like that's a failure on my part. Now, he's an individual person, but that's the mentality. It's like, I think that we have to try to change up our game. We have to try to figure out how to win. Because at the end of the day, strategy is the game. If you know that you're going to execute, if you know that you're going to show up, if you have the work ethic to show up and do the work like I believe that I do, and I think that I've hopefully demonstrated to you guys that I do, then the showing up and the execution is not what's as important. I need to spend a little bit more time on strategy. That's how we get better. Figure out where the weak point is, solve it. Excuse me. So to me, that was a misstep on my part, that here I am with a person that can be convinced, and I didn't do it. I didn't pull it off successfully. Now, I didn't think that new scum, Mussolini was going to lose anyhow. But the point is that I want to take a little bit of blame for it. Like, the point is that there was 28 million people in the state of California that didn't even vote. And that, to me, represents the real opportunity. You could have more than doubled the amount of total people that voted. If we could reach out to those people, the people that don't care, if we could somehow figure out how to make discussing political topics not so contentious, not so evil, not so argumentative, not so cringy, we would live in a better society, a better world, and we would better manage the amount of money that we have. That's the thing. That's I think the lesson. And I hope that you guys understand that my strategy, amongst many others, has been to make this digestible by your average everyday person, to make it funny enough but informative enough that it's not just the same old people on TV being like, these do nothing Democrats and these white supreme taco from Taco Bell Trumper. It's like, these dudes argue and they scream on TV like children. They're just like, oh, he said this and she said that. And it's like, ugh, it's disturbing. Thank you so much, Rosie Marie, for the donation on BobbySauce.com. I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Rose. I really appreciate that. That was very generous. Thank you for doing that. So that's the point, is like, there's 18 million people just in the state of California that didn't even go to vote. And the reason that they didn't go to vote is because they don't think it matters. They don't think it involves them. They don't think it involves them. Can you imagine if those people didn't have their kids in school with a diaper on their face, didn't have their business shut down, weren't getting destroyed in their pocketbook, have their business having it difficult to hire people? How much more do they need? They need somebody knocking on their door, forcing juice into their anus. Juice in their anus. It's like, if they don't get it now, what else do they need? It's like Joey Garbage Factory being like, get juiced. What more do you need? It's like, for you to not speak like that, you creepy weirdo. But it's like, these people are like sheepishly like wearing diapers as they wander through a meaningless existence, not caring about this stuff that's literally clapping their cheeks, not literally, whatever, figuratively clapping their cheeks. Yet they don't even go vote. They don't even care. They like step over a bumblebee tuna on the streets of San Francisco, like the highest rent, the highest property, the highest home values on the freaking planet, basically, are in freaking San Francisco. And they're just like long stepping over like a Bumble encampment and like a bunch of needles. And they're just like, this is fine, as they go to work. And then they come home and live in a 2x2 box that costs $5,000 a month. They like walk in their apartment and they're like, they sleep standing straight up like freaking like the ghost of Ocrazio. Like, whatever. I'm just saying, it's like, your average everyday people don't care. It's not interesting. It's depressing. It's sad. It's tough to think about. We all care. We have to try to figure out a way to make more people care, because it's so obvious how sick these people are that it's just tragic. And I think that instead of me sitting here and saying the same thing that every other person says, call your congressman, send him a fax. It's like, how about we try to reach out to the 18 million people in California that didn't even cast a vote? There are 330 million people in the United States. And if you counter, and only half of them even voted. If you use the same metric, 330 by 72%, like it is in California, which is probably fairly accurate, that's 237 million people. That's 87 million people that didn't vote. 87 million. What are those people doing? You know what they are doing? People that are on the left side of the free paycheck side of the discussion, they're going to their freaking house and knocking on their door and being like, vote for Raphael Warnock. Don't you want a free $2,000? They're literally bribing them in broad daylight. And everyone's just like, and like, they're winning. They're successfully doing it. And they are stuffing it in our dirt star with relentless, repetitive motion. And everyone's just like, this is fine. And it's just like, I'm sick of listening to these do-nothing rhinos. These people, I've just come to the conclusion that like 90% of politicians are snakes in the grass. These people don't care about us. The only solution is to reduce the power that they get, reduce the power that the money that they get, bring the power back to the people. And the only way to do it is to reach out to the people. Fudge these people that are sitting in there in their $5,000 chair that was paid for by your tax dollars, so they can sit in their comfy office and be like, "Goo, clap for me at a freaking event." And I'm going to tell you all this stuff I'm about to do, and then I'm not going to do it. That's what they do. They lie. We're in an abusive relationship with politicians. These people are sick in the head. You got to be twisted and a kind of a savage, kind of a do nothing savage to even be in politics the vast majority of the time. I'm not saying that they're all bad, but there certainly are a lot of them that are terrible. It's like, oh, you couldn't crack it in the free market, so they just go there and they're like, worship me, I'll do this. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're beholden to the donors that put them in those positions, because without them, they wouldn't have that position. And they don't want to lose that lifestyle. They don't want to lose people looking up to them, clapping for them. Wow, the mayor's here. Goo. The mayor just stuffed it in your dirt star, and you're like, congrats, mayor. It's like people don't even care. So I'm just like getting to a point where I'm like, how do we switch up the freaking game here? How do we switch up our strategy? Let's play some Stratego. How about the 80 million people that don't even care, that are like literally wearing a soggy diaper and putting it on their child while their child like can't even breathe, and they're just like, this is fine, this is dope. It's like, let's watch Housewives of wherever the beans. It's like, no. It's like this big brainwashing psychopathic cult of like unawareness. It's so savage. People are like dwindling away, like watching their lives erode in front of them, watching their country get mutilated. And they're just like, this is dope. what's on E? It's like, ugh. Yeah, you have patriots like you guys that like at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, wherever you are around the world, are here paying attention to like something, yes, that's entertaining, but is somewhat informative that hopefully incites you a little bit to take action. Then you got just on here, there's 36 people that contributed on Instagram, people joining the Patreon, make it. It's like, you guys are awesome. It's like, let's use this collective power to produce more, output more, rally more people, and reach to those people that don't even care enough to vote at all. I'm sick of trying to convince people that are so stupid that they think, oh, crazy, I was on their side. She makes a heck of a kick and margarita on the rocks, salt on the rim, salt on that rim, salt made in a sustainable factory in Honduras by slave. It's like, I'm saying that maybe we've tried to switch the game up, switch the strategery, and go for the 80 million people that don't even care enough to vote. Like, how about that? The world is trash. Yeah, it's like there's this place in town here where they built a Chick-fil-A, also known as Ocrazio's house. Anyways, and I drive by this Chick-fil-A last night at like 6 o'clock. Going to the show, there's a freaking line out the door for this Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, bro, first of all, I don't even know if I've ever even had Chick-fil-A, but it doesn't even matter. Chick-fil-A is fast food. The entire nation is morbidly obese. And here we are in this global clam dem, and everybody's that's getting clapped is overweight. We had one of the fattest nations in the world. And people are lined up at 5 o'clock to go to Chick-fil-A. And it's like everyone struggles with weight, like not everybody, but a lot of people do. If you struggle with your weight, maybe you struggle. Some people struggle putting weight on. Some people struggle to exercise. They don't want to exercise. They don't like it. They don't want to run, whatever is the case. I get it. But like, we need to be more resilient. Like the greatest thing that you can do to fight the power is like eat things with one ingredient. Exercise and resist needing medical care. Like, obviously you're going to need care. Like, you have a mole on your arm, you want to cut it off. Like, you go get a checkup, you need a dentist. Like, obviously you need these things, but I'm saying it's like, if everybody just like walked for 45 minutes and changed their game, it's like we could pull the power away by just being more efficient, outputting human beings that people listen to. Like, think about there's a big fat dude that walks up to you to tell you something, and then there's a really in shape dude that walks up to you to tell you something. Which one are you going to believe? Like, you're going to believe the in shape person more just because they had the discipline to do something that's difficult to attain by most average folks. So it's like you become more valuable as a distribution vehicle of the truth when people can look at you and be like, this person is smart enough to figure out how to be in shape. So it's just like your voice goes further, your impact goes further. Like, being a better overall person in every way is the best way to fight the power. It's like, be healthy, be revered and trusted, distribute how many people know who you are, have something worth saying, be reliable and trustworthy, be a good person, fight for what you care about, stand up for what you believe in, and don't be afraid to go against the grain. Be different, be unique, don't be a sheep. It's like, if everybody's just started doing this, or if half of us started doing, can you imagine the impact? Places like Krispy Kreme would go out of business. Places like McDonald's would be replaced by salad places, acai bowl places that are healthy. It's like, the reason these things succeed is because people go and consume them. Like, in the future, the world will look back on this time and be like, look at these like overweight idiots. Like, lining up for the Jew. It's like, it's sad. They're being emotionally manipulated, mentally manipulated, physically manipulated. Their time is getting extracted from them. Their fragile bodies are being damaged and destroyed. I walked through a Walmart the other day. I'm with my friend, and we went there to go get water and ice cream. And I'm walking through this Whole Foods, and this Walmart, and I'm looking at all the aisles of food in boxes. I'm like, this is why everybody has cancer. This is why everybody is overweight. this is disgusting. I'm walking through Walmart. I'm like, this food is not edible. Like, this is not edible. Like, I couldn't find a celery stalk if I had a homing beacon to find. I'm like, this is bad, dude. Somebody said, what kind of ice cream do you like? I didn't even get ice cream. I got this like low calorie, like, I don't even know what it was, but it was like the healthiest cold frozen treat I could find. And even by choosing that, you're helping that business grow. You're helping more people. You're helping put more money in the till for that business. You're supporting those businesses. It's like, if we change what we buy, how we act, what we do, what we say, where we go, the types of conversations that we engage in, the things that we choose to consume, the time that we spend and what we spend it on, that's the best fight to the power we got. It's like, get smarter, learn more, figure out how to earn more money, learn how to lean in and execute, be healthier. It's like, this should be so obvious. It's like, this is everything. Yet I'll admit it. It's like, I've struggled with certain things many times. I'm like, there's times where I'm like, I need to lose 15 pounds. I need to exercise more. I need to work harder at the gym. I need to make more money. I need to do more output. I need to make better videos. I need to do more live streams. I need to reach out to more people. I need to create more streams. I need to create more opportunities. I need to take more risks. I need to buy more assets. I need to figure out how to make my house better, my clothes better, my car cleaner, my refrigerator have better food in it. I need to support more businesses that do the right thing. I got to start divesting from companies that don't represent my values. I have to start eliminating people from my life that are not producing, that are not outputting, that don't have some type of thing that helps me be a better person. Because when I'm around other people, I try to help them be better people. If those people aren't doing it to you, peace, Jabron, because that's a great way to stay stagnant and be nothing forever. It's like, this past year has taught me so much about how important the time that we spend and who we spend it with actually is. And we think we know that. We think it's so obvious and inherent to us, yet we squander time with some guy or gal that we've known forever. I've known him since grade school. I've known him since whatever. We work together. Who cares? It's like, your time, your mental production is being limited. I used to go out every Friday and Saturday night, every week, no question. There was a time where I went out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every week, no question. Now on Friday night, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to work on the Patreon. I'm going to work on the store. I'm going to run through my emails, make sure all my stuff is accounted for. I just bought a new bar to put my weight bench on to build the home gym. I'm going to work on building the home gym, clean up the crib, relax, whatever. It's like, I'm going to get this stuff done so that I can tee up tomorrow. And I'm not saying that like I'm all high and mighty and great, or that the way that I do it is the way that anybody else should do it. I'm just saying, it's like, the mindset of consistent improvement, execution, and elevation is like the most dynamic way. If I could only continue to execute on this consistently for the next 5 years, 10 years, aka the rest of my life, can you imagine the opportunity that you could create for yourself if you were to follow this similar guidebook? It's like, show up, execute, work hard, figure out how to improve, figure out how to get better, figure out how to make more money, earn more money, save more money, take more risks, meet better people, hang around with better people, eat healthier, and live a better life. It's like, cool. That sounds like a W. That sounds like lots of W's to me. So whatever. I don't know. It's just a thought. It's like, and the other day I made a post where I was like, tag your city, like meet each other. That's what's so important. People think like the internet, it's like this fake world. These are real people that are looking for people like you. So let's do a little exercise. I want everybody to stretch. Whatever. I hate when they do that, but whatever. It's good because it gets you thinking. Every person that's in here, if you can, post the city that you're in right now. Post the city. Everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube, post in the comments, where are you located? Post the city. If you see somebody in here, just hit their name and add them as a friend, or tag them, or write their handle down and follow them. Just follow a person that's here. If they're both here at this party right now, you probably have similar interests. Post your city in the comments. Post your city in the comments. Do it right now, real quick. Melbourne, Australia, Tijuana, Mexico, Indianapolis, Toronto, Miami, Centerville, Utah, New York City, Dillon, Colorado, Oklahoma, South Haven, Mississippi, New Braunfels, Texas, Cox Creek, Kentucky, Oklahoma City, Hialeah. We got some Florida people in here, Miami, Fisher, Indiana, Pittsburgh. Look, it's like there's people scattered all around the world. Anchorage, Alaska. I have a group, the Bobby Sauce Facebook group. It's facebook.com/group/we take naps. The link is in my link tree. It's in my bio. Go into my link tree, join the Facebook group and start communicating. There's 1,000 people in there. There's almost 1,000 people in that group. Communicate in the group, just talk to each other. I'm just here to try to unite as many people as I possibly can. I'm trying to produce an output. I'm trying to get you guys to meet each other. I'm trying to be some type of beacon of transfer. So it's like, but I can't do it. You got to do it. It's like you guys are already in here interacting, consuming, watching, sharing, being a part of it. Like, let's be a part of it. Let's do that. Like, meet some new friends in here. If you were to make a friend in here that has similar alignment, that's interested in the same things, that cares about America, that cares about improvement or whatever the case may be, could you imagine how much better if you were to move them into a position in your friend group and ding off the lowest person, the person that pulls you down a little bit, the person that you maybe knew forever that doesn't produce anything other than an acquaintance? I'm not saying that people should be looked at as like assets, but really they are. And they don't have to have something. They just have to think and be a certain type of way, a way that helps you be better. Because if they don't help you be better, then they're making you worse. That's the thing that's taken me so long to understand in life, is I'm just like, if this person is not helping me lift, they're pulling me down. It's like a sad reality of life. There you go. People in the chat, like, interacting with each other. I love that. It's like, that's what it's all about, fam. People should be interacting in the comments on every post that I make and every other account. It's like, meet people, you know? Thank you, Shane. Shane on Facebook says, you're a true patriot. We need more people like you bringing us together. Appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Yeah, like, it's so lonesome. It's so lonesome thinking and realizing this stuff and not having people around you that you're just like, yo. And I remember the reason that this account was even created, not a single one of my friends cared about what I had to say about politics. Not a single one of them. And most of them to this day still don't see it the way that I see it. And that's okay. But if I ever brought it up, they'd be like, yo, we don't talk about, like, let's not talk about politics. I'm like, all right then. And I wanted to vent it so bad. I didn't know what to do. So I just made a couple stupid videos on my page. And I was like, yo, is anybody else seeing this? This is ridiculous. I like couldn't help but laugh. And then here we are. 75,000 people on Instagram, 18,000 people on Facebook, 1,000 people in the Facebook group, 20 people on the Patreon, 2,300 people on YouTube came because I just made a video because I was frustrated. You can do the same. There's nothing that I'm doing that's so unique. I just am not stopping doing it. If you've been watching and following along with me, and I'm not trying to make this about me, every video week over week gets better. The growth gets faster. The quality is improved. The content and the subject matter is more timely. The reels go further. The people get better. There's more of them. There's more interaction. There's more support. There's more exchanges. There's more interaction points. It's continuing to grow. And it's like, it's growing at such a nice clip. I was talking with a company that's thinking about sponsoring me or sponsoring some of the videos, just like my homies at Dead Pedal Coffee. Dead Pedal Coffee. Much love to Dead Pedal, that are thinking about doing a sponsorship similar to Dead Pedal. And like, I sent them a request or a breakdown of the promotion that I would do for them on July 8th. I looked at how much the account has grown since July 8th. The followers on Instagram alone is up 50.7% since July 8th. July 8th. August, September. That's 2 months. In 2 months, this account has grown by 25,000 followers. It's like, I'm not doing anything special. I just keep showing up and trying to get better and trying to give you what you want and trying to be as patriotic as I can and try to unite some people around common thoughts and ideas that I believe in, share with you how to do it. Make a video, 15 seconds, the simplest thing that anybody could do. Make a 15-second reel, use your face, talk. Put a mask on if you want to put a mask on. It doesn't even matter. Make a 15-second reel. Speak. Take the reel. Post it on Instagram Reels. Post it on TikTok. Even if you have 0 followers. Post it on Facebook. Post it on YouTube Shorts. It'll take you 7 minutes to create an account on all 4 of these platforms. Use a fake icon. Use a caricature. If you don't like how you look, go on Fiverr. Fivv, whatever. It's called Fiverr. It doesn't even matter. And buy a cartoon character of your face, a caricature. You can buy it for like $10, $5. Or just use an icon. Use a picture of a goose or an American flag or a bag of garbage. It doesn't even matter. Come up with an icon. Make a fake name. Call yourself Bag of Donuts. Call Billy Bag of Donuts. It doesn't even matter. Say something that means something to you. Share it. Post it in all those places. Distribute them around. Find some of the 80 million people that didn't vote, didn't like the vote. Change the conversation. You hear somebody say tax the rich. Say, nah, we shouldn't tax the rich. Why do you want to tax the rich? Tell them what you know. Share those conversations. Find those people that aren't paying attention. Call the congressman and call your local representative queef or whatever. But that stuff is like, is that even working? It's like, I don't even know, Bill. I put a shirt on bobbysauce.com that has on the front. What does it have on the front? It's an American flag. It just has an American flag on the chest over your heart. And on the back, it says, talk to me about freedom. If you want to open a conversation with a person, buy a talk to me about freedom shirt. Buy a talk to me about freedom hoodie. Go ahead. Buy it. People will come up to you at the gym. People will come up to you places. When I see people that have American flags on their body now, I'm like, that person might see it the way that I see it, or they certainly are open to having a conversation. The simple existence, the pure existence of an American flag on a garment, to me, tells a person that they may be worth talking to, or that they, at the very least, love America. Whether they sit on either side of the perspective, our interests are aligned. You love America, I love America. We should be friends, maybe. So it's like, buy some clothes with flags on them, you know? It's like, I have one that literally says, talk to me about freedom on the back of the shirt. If I saw somebody that had a shirt on that said, talk to me about freedom, I would probably go talk to them about freedom. I'd be like, yo, that's a sick ass shirt. What's your deal? It would be an easy opener for any person, awkward or not. You'd be like, that's cool. What about freedom? What's up? So it's like, buy some American flag merchandise. Put a flag in the front of your house. Being pro-country is something that I never would have thought would have been the unifying symbol that allows people to understand what another person sees. Garments and clothing, flags on your body that ignite conversations, change the game. I see people on the plane. I've seen people on planes that have like Lions Not Sheep shirts on, or I see people online that have like a Patriot shirt on from Ian Wet, or somebody that's had my garment on. I would be like, this person is willing to have a conversation about this. This person cares. And like, I think that's how it's got to be done. I remember I've been to a lot of music festivals. I've probably been to over 100 music festivals, probably about 150, maybe 130 music festivals. What I learned about music festivals is that people have an unquenchable desire to interact with each other, yet they have these artificial roadblocks of society that prevent them from interacting with everyday people for whatever reason. At a music festival, there's a guy wearing a pink shirt. There's a guy wearing a shirt that says, I like donuts. I remember there was this guy at a music festival once that had a big sign in red letters that said F real life. And I was like, yo, dude, that's hilarious. Let me get a picture. People were coming up to this kid all day long because he had a sign that said F real life. I was like, I love this guy. I don't know the guy's name. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't care what he looked like. I was like, that's hilarious. F real life. Dope. Went up to him. I watched hundreds of people approach this guy and start conversations. How many friends that guy could have made because he had a sign that said F real life? Well, what's the sign that all of us have? Right here. Right here. Right here. Wear a sign that says something. Wear a sign that represents something. And look at the back of this Dead Pedal shirt. It's like, what's on it? You know? It's like, So I just think that it is that simple. And when I remember I would come home from music festivals and I would be like, people don't say anything to each other in real life. And like, look, I'm not saying that I'm out there like hobnobbing. Like there's times like I go to the gym, I got my headphones in. I don't like speak a word to anybody. So like it's not like I'm out here just being like I got the gift of gab. I'm just saying there's a lot of situations where we have this unquenchable desire to interact with each other and to build bonds with one another that we oftentimes miss because there's not a thing. One thing that women do, and I'm going to give credit to the females, women compliment each other's clothing all the time. And it's an easy segue to open conversations. And they're like, I love your purse. I love your bag. I love your shoes. I love your hair. I love your whatever. Your bow is so cute, whatever. They're really good about that. And it's not even so much about what it is. It's just about the initiation of the conversation. I like that bag. I would wear a bag like that. This girl is stylish. This person might be someone worth interacting with. To me, the male equivalent, or really just the universal equivalent, is an American flag. So it's like, buy some stuff with flags on it. Put a flag on your car. You know what I mean? And the more that I hear people be like, a flag is offensive, the more it makes me want to do it. It's like the other day I was looking at the front of my house and I don't have a flag. I remember when a year and a half ago, my neighbor put up a flagpole and I was like, this dude put up a flagpole. I was like, that's so stupid, such an eyesore. And I don't believe he had an American flag on. He had like a Dolphins flag or something like that. And I remember being like, that's so dumb. Like, why? And then he had a Florida flag and then he had an American flag. And I'm like, it wasn't until the last 15 months that I realized how important that is. And now my opinions about a flag are so much different. I didn't understand what it meant. I didn't understand what it represented. I didn't understand that it's an indicator of mutual alignment with something. So that's my 2 cents. Derek says on Facebook, I'm wearing a USA shirt. Shane says, what do you think it's really going to take for everyone that somehow doesn't think these people are trying to ruin America? I don't think there's that many left, just scared what may happen to them. I think that it's more than obvious, and we just have to have those conversations to help people understand and see it more clearly. Shane says, what do you think it's going to come down to for this change? I believe it will take all Americans to gather and make them surrender. I think that the surrender is mental. I think that the real game is in the mind. I think that the mind is the solution to this problem. I don't think it comes to arms. I don't think it comes to violence. I think in a society of intelligent people, highly intelligent people, the most intelligent people that the world has really ever known in theory, that we should be able to do this with the mind. And I think that that's where the solution to our problems is located. Brandon said the American flag means so much more to me now than ever before. Agreed. It is bonding and unifying. Oh, cool. The Graham just ducked my comments again. So now I gotta. All right, everybody that made a comment before now on Instagram, I can't see them now. So now I gotta pull it up online, but I will do it right now. So give me 1 second. Nice to see the neck fan is making an appearance. Yes, it's doing a great job. I would have never even thought. Amber Marie Graham bought 3 badges, so her profile will now glow. Thank you so much, Amber. Appreciate it. Kimberly says, I've always had a flag on my home and my boat. That's awesome. Don't forget that if a battle of the mind cannot be won, it has to be taken to the field. Yeah, I understand that, Amanda, and I don't think that you're wrong about that. But I'm just saying, I think that there's a lot of ground left. I think there's a lot of battle to be fought in the hearts and minds of people. I don't think it will come to that. I don't think it needs to come to that. This is an advanced and modern society full of very highly intelligent people. What needs to happen is more people need to understand what's going on. They need to care about it. They need to pay attention to it. They need to like it. They need to want to like it. And I think that that is far more important. Somebody said, sorry, I'm late to the conversation. What are your thoughts on the border situation? I think the border is obvious. I think my thoughts on the border situation is obvious. They don't care. People are flooding in. 200,000 people a month. Record-setting immigration, set up and teed up by Joey Dumpster and Krusty. They don't care. They're walking in here. They're bringing in the clap. They're not getting tested. They're getting all of our money. They're bankrupting everything. The world is garbage. Everything is on fire, and nobody cares. I think they just said they restricted the ability for drones to fly or something. It's garbage. It's like the whole thing is insane. It's tragic. The world is actual trash. Over 4,000 children disappeared from their care. Yeah, they don't care. Listen, look, I don't know if anybody took the time to watch the testimony from the American gymnastics team regarding the reports that they made to the FBI. Fam, these people let that happen to those girls for years. There's more of enough evidence that the guy that will not be named, that may or may not have blanked himself in a blank in New York, while also leaving a bunch of weird paintings and being a general weirdo garbage merchant. This guy was treated with kid gloves by the people that are supposed to be protecting everybody for 30 years. 30 years. You know how many victims? And here these girls are literally being like, USA Gymnastics teed this dude up to. It's like they made reports to the letter organizations, and they didn't even do anything about it. And you know who's going to get prosecuted? You know who's going to go to jail for that? Nobody. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing. Because the elected officials, the ones that are out front that we direct all of our ire to, all of the people in the letter organizations, they're there forever. 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 30 years. My brother, my son, my cousin, my uncle, nepotism, the whole thing. These people are sick. There's so many sick individuals in all the different layers and factions of every business, industry. The world is not safe, Corn Pop. The best thing that they do is make you think that it's safe. I'm not saying it's not safe like you're going to walk out the street and get clapped. I'm just saying the world will never be completely and totally safe. That's an illusion. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our mind. We have to protect our actions. We have to protect our movement, our home front, our family. That's what we have to do. And there's a variety of different ways that we can do that. But these letter organizations, it's like that is a perfect example of no accountabilities. Della said it on Facebook. She said, no accountability ever. There's no accountability. Nobody cares. These people are sick in the head. It's tragic. And who gets hurt as a result? Children. It's like the thing that's so amazing is like you literally have Ocrazio in the gang. And it's not even just Ocrazio. She's just she is such a trash merchant. It's insane. She is used and abused by these people, and she doesn't even know it. The fact that they could have that Met Gala while the world's in a global clown sneaker, and they could have these rich elitists get photos taken of themselves wearing $5,000 gowns so they could go in and go to the seafood tower like Fleckas said, which I thought was hilarious. They can go in there and what? And rub it in everybody's face while right down the street a kid has to wear a diaper on his face all day long. These people are disgusting. And the fact that people are watching it like, did you see the fashion? It's like we're watching the freaking Hunger Games. It's so obvious. It is so obvious. It's just like, bro. So I just find it like epically tragic how obvious it is. These people are slapping people in the face with it. If you looked at that 9/11 memorial, Ocrazio and all of these psychos were just standing there 1 foot away from each other, like hobnobbing. And then when you have Nancy Garbelosi having that dinner up in the freaking hills of wherever she was, probably the underworld. And they're all just eating dinner while all the workers have all the diapers on. It's like these people hate us. They hate us. They want us to be diseased, deceased, and gone. They hate us. Pelosi and her husband make tens of millions of dollars. This woman is 80-something years old. She's been a public servant for how many decades? This lady cares only about power and ruining people's life. She's got enough money. This person is a psychopath. These people are sick in the head. And nobody cares. I mean, nobody. I'm just saying it's like the vast majority of people. The fact that your kid could be in a diaper, they could be forcing juice into your anus, they're shutting down every business, everybody's getting clapped, your price of beef freaking doubled, whatever. And people are like, this is fine. And you're not even going to vote, dog. It's like they don't even care. They don't even care. So that's what I'm trying to say is like the whole like call your congressman is such BS. The two-party trap. The only solution to this problem is the people doing smart things. Get your kids out of the public school system. Don't watch the mainstream media. Don't buy a subscription to the Washington Post. Meet like-minded people, share resources, keep the money in your ecosystem that aligns in the way that you want. Do the best that you can to divest from things that are counterproductive for the world. And the world will be a better place. Be healthier of mind, healthier of body. I don't know. Somebody said I bought pounds of beef jerky. All right. Buy several Second Amendments. Sure. Megan Hayward says we're independently homeschooling. It's so much easier. There you go. Cook at home. There you go. Don Lime is a trash merchant. I agree. Chuk says BNN, your trusted news source. For sure. Don Lime is a trash factory. Stacy said on Facebook, people really don't care. It makes me wonder when they will go too far. How far do they have to go for people to care? I have no idea. But they're doing it right now, and it's certainly concerning. Thank you, Flavio Michelle, for the badge. Appreciate it. Bobby, you don't like wearing diapers? I mean, does anybody like wearing diapers? Megan says, I was homeschooled until I was 15. Open to anyone who has questions. It's intimidating, but seriously reach out. There you go. There's Megan Hayward. Message her. She's in the chat. There you go. Chuk says he took a nap after work. Hell yeah. Couple diapers. Thanks to Flavio Michelle. Thank you to Chooks Official for another badge. Thank you, Amber Marie Graham, Tina Marie FL, Andrea Glasgow, Lindsay 333, Megan Hayward with 11 badges. Wow. Thank you, Megan. Kim Rangel, 925. Thank you so much. Holistic Deb, Sableheim, A Squid 87, Abby 208, Keto Vampire, Nathan Hero, Cheyenne ES, Michelle AD, Chaz A 14, Not a Comedy, Jillian Kelly, Awin J, Wildflower 17, Fats Weebkey, Britzy Wolf, Little Miss Kaiser, JLC 132, Lana Liberty, Wildflower 17, and then I think it starts to duplicate. So thank you, everybody that have been buying the badges on Instagram. I appreciate it. Naps are anabolic AF. Somebody's asking me what kind of ice cream I like best. I don't know. I don't really eat ice cream. I try to eat like frozen yogurts and things. I don't really eat ice cream much or ever. Jen Shannon on Facebook says Megan is on IG. I have homeschool questions. Yeah, it's the Megan Hayward, the _ Megan MEGAN Hayward HAYWARD on Instagram. You can go follow her. She's in the chat right now on Instagram. Jen, if you want to get on Instagram, she's in the chat right now. Choco Chip. Ice cream reminds me of Joey Basement. Nice. Jen, she said she has a Facebook page as well. Jay Selly said, what kind of beer do you like? Peroni. Hefeweizens, blonde ales, light stuff. Pudding reminds me of Joey Basement. Yeah, true that. Nancy has lots of ice cream. Nice. Well, so I want to just have like a parting message. Again, thank you to everybody that's been here in the chat, in the DM, in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I appreciate you. Thank you to Holistic Deb and Brit World for joining the Patreon while we're in here. And thanks to everybody else that's already on Patreon. Thanks, Rosemarie, for the donation on bobbysauce.com. Thanks to the person on YouTube that did that super chat before. I appreciate that. And thanks to all the people that bought the badges here on Instagram. I appreciate that as well. I think that the tax the rich argument is the most obvious one to dissent against right now and comment about, share about, talk about, and be involved with. I think that that is the most obvious thing. While you're doing that, make some reels, make some TikToks, make some Facebook posts, make some YouTube posts. Go to these school meetings. Pull your kids out of public schools. Support businesses that support the causes that you like. Don't get into arguments with people online if you don't have to. Keep your mental game together. Buy assets, invest your cash, take more risks, take more walks. Figure out where you can find like-minded people and spend more time with those like-minded people. And most importantly of all, keep your mental health game on point because it's going to help you navigate this current situation, how bad it is from time to time, and it will keep you thinking in an abundance mindset, figuring out how to improve every day, figuring out how to get better, figuring out who you can meet, where you can go, what you can say, what you can do, and how you can improve. That's the name of the game. That's how we win. That's the solution. There's 80 million people that didn't even choose to vote. Conversations, make videos, support businesses, creators, and environments that help you grow. spend your time on that. Thank you guys for being here so much. Thanks for all the comments on the videos. Thanks for the DMs. Thanks for all the messages. Thanks for sharing my videos. If you haven't watched the videos that I made this week, please go consider watching them, sharing them to your story. Again, big thanks to Dead Pedal Coffee. Please go and check them out, deadpedalcoffee.com. Follow them on Instagram. Tell them I sent you. Coupon code on the site. Bobby sent me 15% off on deadpedalcoffee.com. Show them love. Support the people that support the channel. Thanks, everybody, for being here. All my links are in my bio on Instagram. All my links are in my bio on Facebook and on YouTube in the link tree. Check them out. In the top corner of the YouTube channel, all the links are there. On Facebook, in the little bio area, and then on Instagram, in the link area. Life is good. We're here. We're alive. Support businesses that support what you believe in. And let's have a great weekend. And let's love each other. And let's get better and improve. Do something this weekend that makes you better. And then we win. Facebook, YouTube, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. And